All right, let's continue with the word of the Most High. We're going to go to Colossians 3 and 17 as always. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. So whatever we do and say, going to be in the name of the anointed Savior. Mashiach Yahushua told us no man comes to the Father but by Him. You ask anything in my name, I would do it, that the Father could be glorified in the Son. If you ask anything in my name, I would do it. If you love me, keep my commandments. St. John 14 and 6 and St. John 14, 13 and 15. So everything we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior, going to the throne of the Most High, that He may look upon us on His holy day and bless us. And we can come out of these curses and keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. So I want to look at something. I want you to see something, because I reveal a lot of times to you brothers how the Most High wants us to be a certain way. And the way He wants us to be is going to be as He showed us the prophets were. So I want you to go to Numbers, the 12th chapter. I want to go to Numbers, the 12th chapter, pertaining to Moses and his brother and his sister, Aaron and Miriam. They were talking about him. Saying that Moses married an Ethiopian woman, and Most High was dealing with both of them as He was with Moses. So we're going to look at Numbers, the 12th chapter, 6th verse, get right to the point. And He said, "Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I the Most High will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so." Excuse me, I got the hiccups. "Who is faithful in all mine house." Talking about Moses. He said, "With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Most High shall he behold." Who is the angel of the Most High? Who is the similitude of the Most High, who represents Mashiach Yahushua as an angel. That's another lesson. He said, "Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Most High was kindled against them, and he departed." The anger of the Most High was kindled against them, he departed. He left. The similitude of the Most High shall he behold. So the similitude of the Most High was the angel of the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, left. He coming representing the Most High. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. She turned white. So that's no miracle or nothing, phenomenal. If she already was like the palm of your hand, the bottom of your feet. So she had to have color. Pigment and melanin. Very clear. Because Moses was of a dark complexion. With pigment and melanin. But he turned her white. But my main purpose in this was to show you how it says verse 7, "My servant Moses is not so." He didn't speak to Moses in dreams and visions. He said, "Who was faithful in all mine house," right? So in other words, Moses was a righteous man. You look at him as a righteous man. So look at Exodus, the 16th chapter. Now we know Exodus 3 and 2. go there first. You have to excuse me. I'm still going through it. I had these hiccups for some reason. But Exodus 3 and 2. And the angel of the Most High, which is the Spirit of the Most High, appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of the bush. So, when you go to Psalms 104 and 4, real quick. So it says, angel of the Most High. Psalms 104 and 4. It says, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire. So the angels are flaming fire, and the fire, if you understand, when you understand precepts, is what? Jeremiah 23:29. Is not my word like as a fire? See, his word is like a fire, said the Most High, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. So, this is the Spirit of the Most High. Angel of the Most High, making his angel spirits, right? So the Spirit of the Most High speaking to Moses. And when you understand, the prophet had the spirit of Mashiach. And Moses was a prophet. So let's go back to Exodus and look at something. Because he tells you about Moses. He just gave you a clear indication of Moses. Like no other man. We go to Exodus, the 16th chapter. And this is when the Most High gave enough food for 2 days. He said, don't do anything, don't go out there, get no food on the Sabbath. Don't take care of that. So Exodus 16 and 27. I'm bringing an example for you and to you. Exodus 16:27. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day. You see how the Most High say seventh day? First day to seventh day. What we should be doing. Which is the Sabbath. For to gather, and they found none. So they went to gather through the seventh day to gather some, they found none. Nothing was there. Listen what the Most High said. And the Most High said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? Was it Moses that did it? He the one who told them to go out. But listen. Most High sent a manna to eat. Angel food. Sent us angel food to eat. Let's jump into verse 16. Because verse 28 said, and the Most High said unto Moses, you got to hear this clearly. He said to Moses, how long refuse ye, that's including Moses, include ye to keep my commandments and my laws? So, this includes Moses, who we just read about. Moses said he don't deal with him in visions and dreams. He deal with him mouth to mouth. It's an angel of the Most High to deal with him. Face to face. Similitude of the Most High. That's why when you look at what the Mashiach told when Peter asked him, say, show us the Father. He's a similitude of the Most High. Mashiach Yahushua. St. John 14 and 8. Philip said unto him, Mashiach, show us the Father, and it suffices us. It'll satisfy us. Myself shall say unto him, how have I been so long time with you, and yet have thou not known me, Philip? He that hath seen me hath seen the Father. And how said thou then, show us the Father? To the similitude of the Most High. Believe thou not that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake, he said. The similitude of the Most High. Come on, don't get it twisted. Look, go to Genesis 1:26. How about for you? For us. What did he say? And the Most High said, let us, that's plural, more than one, make man in our image. How about that one? After our likeness. See? So going back to Exodus 16. 16th verse of the 16th chapter of Exodus. It said, this is the thing which the Most High have commanded, gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. You know how many people they had in their family. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. So as much as, the Most told them to gather, that's how much they needed. And Moses said, let no man leave of it till the morning. So don't leave any of it till the morning. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses, but some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank. And Moses was wroth with them. He got an attitude with them, because he told them what to do. They didn't do it. Rebellious Israelites. So the Most High put worms to eat it up. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. When the sun was hot, it just melted. Everybody gathered enough for his eating. They have enough to eat. And it came to pass that on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man, instead of 1 omer. 2 omers for one man. This on the 6th day. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, this is that which the Most High have said. This is what the Most High said. Now Moses telling them what the Most High have said through the angel of the Most High, or the Spirit of the Most High. That's a messenger of the Most High as a flaming fire. Bringing what? The word of the Most High. This is that which the Most High has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Most High. I want you to hear that clearly. Tomorrow is the rest of the Sabbath, the holy Sabbath, Salakia, unto the Most High. Bake that which ye will bake today. See, bake whatever you're going to bake today. And seed that ye will seed, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. Remember, anything kept before this day, it produced worms. But on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much. And he said, keep this until the morning. The worms are going to eat it up. Verse 24, and they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade, and it did not stink. It didn't stink, neither was there any murk therein. So it didn't stink on the seventh day, and there were no worms thereof. And Moses said, now he's giving them instructions from the Most High. Verse 23, and he said unto them, this is that which the Most High hath said. Keep that in mind. Moses giving them the order. Verse 25, and Moses said, eat that today, for tomorrow is a Sabbath unto the Most High. See, the Sabbath is unto the Most High. Not your man, but unto the Most High, the seventh day of the week, every week. For today is the Sabbath unto the Most High. Today ye shall not find it in the field. So he tell them, today you're not going to find nothing in the field. 6 days ye shall gather it. But on the seventh day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. Who don't understand that? Even a child can understand that. Don't go out there and pick nothing on the seventh day. The Sabbath unto the Most High, which they've been keeping. There's nothing going to be out there to pick up, to eat. Now here we go. Verse 27. And it came to pass that there went out some other people on the seventh day for to gather, and they found none. I even told you twice already. There ain't gonna be none. But some of the rebellious and don't want to listen to Israelites as they are today, don't want to hear the truth, don't believe the truth, went out there to find some on the seventh day, on the Sabbath unto the Most High, and they didn't find anything. There was none. Listen what the Most High said in 28 though. And the Most High said unto Moses, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? He said, Moses, how long do you refuse to keep my commandments and my laws? Including Moses. When Moses just gave the orders from the Most High. Verse 25, 3 again, excuse me. And he said unto them, this is that which the Most High hath said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Most High. Bake that which ye will today, and see that you will see, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning. See? So he gave them the order from the Most High. But there are those that went out against the orders of the Most High and looked for some manna on the ground. There wasn't nothing there. He told you wasn't nothing going to be there. But look what the Most High told him, verse 28. And the Most High said unto Moses, how long refuse ye? Including himself. But he's talking about all of us. He said, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? See? For that the Most High hath given you the Sabbath. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days. 2 days, he said. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the seventh day. So the people rested on the seventh day. And the house of Israel called the name thereof manna. And it was like coriander seed, white, and the taste of it was like wafers made with honey. See? But you see how the Most High put Moses with the wicked? He was righteous. He was, like you say, he dealt with Moses mouth to mouth. Moses is the similitude of the Most High. See? very important to see this because we are accounted, for what it is that our forefathers done. That's why we got to pray the Most High to forgive us and our forefathers and the things that they done that was not right. While we go to Second Ezra's 8. And this is only spiritual knowledge, so you'll know how to please the Most High and what He likes. And I showed you how the Most High included Moses with these unrighteous Israelites that did not follow the commandment. And the Most High said to Moses, and the Most High said unto Moses in verse 28, how long refuse ye? How long refuse you? Moses didn't go out and look for no manna on the seventh day, but rebellious Israelites did. They found none. As he said, you're not going to find any. But he said, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? Including Moses. So when you look at Ezra's, by the time you get to Ezra's, he has it going on as far as, and we can look at our forefathers, because we have them, it's written, what works and what didn't work. We have that opportunity today. Ezra said, once again, you've heard it, but you got to hear it again, because the Most High speak once, yea, twice, and man perceiveth it not. Second Ezra 8 and 50. And that there is promised us, including himself, an everlasting hope, whereupon ourselves, being most wicked, including Ezra, even though he was righteous, are made vain, and that there are laid up for us, including himself, dwellings of health and safety, whereas we, including himself as a righteous man, but he let you know he's including himself, whereas we have lived wickedly, and that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which led a weary life, whereas we, including himself, have walked in the most wicked ways of all. And that there should be showed a paradise whose fruit endureth forever. Hear that? Pick the fruit off, grows back. Pick the fruit off, grows back. Fruit endureth forever. Wherein is security and medicine, since we, including himself, shall not enter into it. See, that's why I always, you hear me saying, hey, what's your number of the 144,000, brothers? What number? Surely you know what number you are, since you're already putting yourself as one of the 144,000. I'm sure that's not right. He said, the righteous cuss, you're going to be saved. He said, dare not make thyself one of the number. The Most High will. If judgment come down and he find us worthy, well, our names be written in the book of life. We can say that. But you ain't endured to the end. If you still here, you don't know what's going to happen for tomorrow. The evil that's of the next day and so forth. None of us do. verse 53. And that there should be showed a paradise whose fruit endureth forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we shall not enter into it, including himself. He included himself as one of the 144,000 or one of the righteous or any sort of righteousness here. For we have walked in unpleasant places, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars, whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. I mean, all that destruction that's going to come, he put himself right involved in it. For while we live and committed iniquity, while we, including himself, lived and committed iniquity, sins, and wickedness, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. See? So him saying that, all the things that's promised to us, everlasting life and so forth, and he's not including himself in it. So he's not including himself as one of the righteous, even though you see Ezra's in the Revived King James Bible, and you see Ezra's in the King James, original King James 611 Bible. You see Ezra's that we're reading here in the Apocrypha. Now, when we go to 2 Ezra 8:48, listen what it says. It says, we heard him include himself as one of the unrighteous. Listen what it says, brothers. In this also thou art marvelous. Where? Before the Most High. And this, Ezra's brothers, thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself. That's the first thing you got to do, is humble yourself. As it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. Once again, this is marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself. That means you got to come off that pride. Humbled himself, as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. See? Hear this clearly. It says, for many great miseries shall be shown or done to them that are in the latter time, shall dwell for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. So you got to get away from that great pride you have, and be as the Most High telling us here, to be marvelous before the Most High. Or you marvelous before Satan, the devil, and you walking in great pride. And Most High say going to be great miseries upon them that walk in great pride. When? For many great miseries, verse 50, shall be done to them that in the latter time, in the last days, people, that dwell in the world. This is why. Because they have walked in great pride. So your knowledge puffs up. So how do you not puff yourself up? Because you have knowledge. You humble yourself. This is very important. You want to be marvelous before the Most High, or you marvelous before man. You look at that man, and not knowing. And some of you know these scriptures, what it says. Now, to apply it in your life, that's another story. But you know what the scripture's saying. Some of you have to avoid some of them because it points the finger at you. Tell you in Ecclesiasticus 23 and 19. Such a man only fear the eyes of men. You so concerned about how a man gonna look at you. And knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts, things you don't think he don't see. He see everything about us. That's why you gotta look for solutions. That works. But that's marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. The Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men. I mean, you ain't getting away with nothing. Nothing. Point blank. We not getting away with nothing for the Most High. We got to really look at this so that we can change. If not, then you remain the same. You will remain the same and be burnt in the lake of fire. That's a choice you have. Choose life or death. The Most High told us that. So what you going to choose? What you choosing? You know, we went into how you got to follow the law of the land. And let's look at a case scenario of that. And go to the book of Esther. We're going to look at how the law of the land, this is one part of the law of the land here. Go to Esther 1 and this is the time when King Ahasuerus, this is during the time of Purim, we celebrate for 2 days. He asked the queen to come before him and his men to show off her beauty and so forth, and she refused to come. As a woman, she refused to come. So, let me tell you in Esther, the 1st chapter, the 11th verse, it says, to bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princes her beauty. For she was fair to look on, just like our ancestor Sarah, our foremother Sarah. She was very beautiful too. So Vashti was beautiful to look on. Listen, but the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. So, verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women. This is Chamberlain's telling them. Chamberlain's telling them. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported. So it's going to cause all the women hearing that Vashti going to do this, didn't obey the commandment of the king. Anybody under the king have no power as the king. So they telling them, hey, it will come abroad that all women, so that they shall despise their husbands, verse 17, in their eyes, when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti, the queen, to be brought in before him, but she came not. She ain't do what he said do. So you gotta understand, a lot of women probably gonna hate this, but some women that's virtuous, that's really in the spirit of what the Most High say, gonna understand. But you women that's dealing with the women live and all that, that's a new thing brought on the earth. Very new. This is the Most High said to the woman. Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. Genesis 3:16. Meaning her in childbearing and that cycle they have, that they be going through cramps and different changes every month. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. See, in sorrow they're going to bring forth children. And labor pains and so forth. And some women go through a lot just trying to bring forth a child. And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. That's straight across the board. The desire of a woman shall be to her husband, and he shall rule over them. You. So if you don't want that, then you a rebellious woman. This is what we're seeing here. What happened with Vashti? He the king. Persia the Mede Empire. And she gonna refuse to come? When he called for her, he called the shore off for himself and all his chamberlains, and she gonna refuse to come? So verse 17 of Esther, the first chapter. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. So they say it's gonna go out to all the women. They're gonna see this and think that they can rebel, refuse, just do whatever the husband say. Understand this, because the law says what it says, and it's straight across the board. It's the Persian Medes, ain't none of the Israelites. But listen, likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Right? If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persian and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus, and let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she. When the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great, all the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small. You hear that? Both to those that are great in position and those that have a small position in the Persian and Mede Empire. And the same pleased the king and the princes, and the king did according to the word of Memucan. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, and to every province according to the writings thereof. He had about 127 provinces. And to every people after their language. So he made sure that they can read this province that he sent out to the 127 provinces. Made sure it was in their language. That every man should bear rule in his own house. You hear that? That every man should bear rule in his own house. And that it should be published according to the language of every people. That you know, the man was over the household of his house. You see? That's the law. Even from the Most High said, what he said in Genesis 3:16, that's still applying to these other nations. How about that? That was a law that every man gonna follow the law that King Ahasuerus just declared that his men came and told him, hey man, our wives are going to dishonor us. We ain't going to rule over them. By them finding out that Vashti in her wickedness or want to do whatever she want to do, women's live. Would you say that? You would say that? I want to do it like I want to do it. How she want to do it. So he got rid of her and chose Esther. Look at Esther the 3rd chapter. Everybody followed them laws, just like everybody followed the law of the land, to the best of their ability. But look, go to Esther 3 and 7. Just give you examples. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, so the most first month ever named Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus. He had ruled for 12 years. It's the first month they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month. You know it's 12 months. That is the month Adar. So we got the first month is Nisan, the 12th month Adar. They all have names, but not like the Romans and the Greeks had changed the names to these idol gods and so forth, or idol men that they were honoring. Verse 8, listen, and Haman said unto the king Ahasuerus, there's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. And their laws, since we're dealing with the laws of the Most High, are diverse or different from all people. See, Most High gave us all, the children of Israel, the laws. And our laws are diverse, different from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written, this Edomite Haman. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. Let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasury. And the king took his ring, which is a signet ring, the stamp, from his hand, and gave it unto Haman, son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. Hear that? The enemy. This Edomite Haman was our enemy. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, people also, to do with them as it pleases good to thee. Then went the king's scribes, called on the 13th day of the first month. Hear that? The 13th day of the first month. Nisan. But it's saying the 13th day. It don't give no days of the week. Of the first month. And there was written according to all that Haman had commanded to the king's lieutenants and to the governors that were over every province and to the rulers of every people of every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. Once again, in the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring, which is a signet, his stamp. But see, when Mordecai found out he went to Esther, and Esther risked her life. You're talking about a virtuous woman. She risked her life to go before the king, because he had a scepter up or scepter down, they would have killed her. Because she couldn't come into the chamber of the king unless, he called for her, as he called for Esther. And we go over this during the time of Purim. But we got the victory, because he held the scepter up when she went to tell him what was going down. The king killed Haman and his sons. So nobody could come after him after he killed Haman the day. And we got the victory, but they were going to take 2 days, right? They had a day they were going to kill us all. Like you say, destroy them. They had a day they were going to kill us. Wanted to kill us. But keeping the laws of the Most High. And so when King Ahasuerus, found out about it, he said, hey, he let us kill them. Everybody that was going to kill us, he let us kill them. Esther was so bold, she went in another time. He said, what do you want? I'll give you half my kingdom. She said, let us kill them another day. So we killed them 2 days in a row. And that's why we had said that we would honor a victory over our enemies, plus they do on 4th of July. In whatever country they got a victory over the enemies, they honor it. But some of you Israelites, you don't honor what it is that our forefathers did. And they do proclaim as it is we see today. It doesn't do under the sun. See? But you see, when you understand the spirit of Esau and the Edomites, even though Esau didn't do it, he put a decree out. That's that vow. Look it up, Genesis 27 and 41. Once our forefather Isaac, because Esau is our fraternal twin brother. It said, and Esau hated Jacob, Genesis 27:41, because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, he said in his mind, this that vow, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. See? Once they mourn for their father Isaac, say, then I'm going to kill my brother Jacob. Just like Cain killed Abel. But Rebekah heard it and sent Jacob, our forefather, to her brother Haman, or Laban, and that's where we started to be created as the children of Israel, through Laban's 2 daughters and 2 handmaids that Laban gave to Jacob. We come from 5 women and 2 men. Jacob and Joseph. He had Manasseh and Ephraim in Egypt. So that just show you how the nations, they even follow the laws of the nation that is in power. They decree something that the king put down his signet ring, stamped it on that paper, it's significant. You go to the justice system here or wherever you got to go, get something, even if it's notary public. They put their seal on it, right? Put their seal on that paper, it's legal. Let's look at Psalms 105. Psalms 105. Let's start at verse 38. This is during the time that the Most High had us under the Egyptians. So Psalms 105 and 38. It says, Egypt was glad when they departed. The Most High did all those 10 plagues on the Egyptians. We were captive there. Captivity. The last plague he put upon them, he killed every male, first male of everything. Egypt was glad when they departed. It's Psalms 105 and 38. For the fear of them fell upon them. See? They got fearful of them. He spread a cloud for a covering. See, he spread a cloud for a covering. That chariot of a cloud in the daytime. And fire to give light in the night. And a fiery chariot or vehicle of the Most High, a chariot of the Most High by night. That we can have light. The people asked, and he brought quails and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. That manna we just read about. He brought quails. But you know we can eat quails. And satisfied them with the bread of heaven, that manna. He opened the rock, and the waters gushed out. They ran into dry places like a river. That's one of the reasons why Moses didn't make it to the promised land. Because Moses told him to speak to the rock, and he hit the rock twice, saying, how much, how must we bring water from the rock? Well, it's the Most High's water. So you got to give praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. If you don't know how to say it, you better learn it. All praise to the Most High. If I want to elevate you, all praise to the Most High. Especially if you in this word. You ain't writing no scripture. There ain't no scripture with your name on it, chapter this, a verse that. Better give all praise to the Most High. Listen, verse 42, for he remembered his holy promise, and Abraham his servant, and he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness. See, we the chosen people of the Most High, the 12 tribes of Israel. But he brought us forth with joy, and his chosen with gladness, and gave them the lands of the heathen. Hear that? He gave us the lands of the heathen. And they inherited the labor of the people. Listen, that they might observe his statutes and keep his laws. Praise ye the Most High, see? That we may observe his statutes and keep his laws, people. Just what he's telling us. It's so important. Not that, you can think in your wildest dreams that you're not supposed to. Because he said, point blank, that they might observe his statutes, his decree, a specific decree. He gave us specific laws. And his laws, his statutes, his specific decree, his conditions, enactments, decree, civil righteousness, and civil enactments, all prescribed by the Most High.